This lesson is on an artwork for virtues. So the first thing you do is you do your border in the texture or whatever materials you've chosen. The next thing I'm going to do is my eyes. So the first thing for my eyes is I do two hills. There's one hill and there's my second hill. Then I'm going to repeat that shape, but I'm going to turn it upside down. So a dip underneath and another dip underneath. On the inside, I'm going to do two lines down, but they're a little bit curved, and it almost looks like there's a circle on the inside of our eyes. Okay, now I'm going to do two circles on the inside of the eye. One is a circle up the top, and that's going to stay white for our reflection. And then there's another circle underneath, which is black, and that is our pupil. Now I'm going to do our eyebrows. So the same shape again. There's a hill and another hill. And what I'm going to do is repeat that shape, but go a little bit higher this time. So that is my eyebrows. Now for the nose, what I'm going to do is draw a line in between the eyes, straight down. And then for the bottom of the nose itself, I'm going to do three wiggles. One little wiggle, a bigger wiggle in the middle, and then a little wiggle on the outside. They're only little wiggles, nothing major. And then for my lips, I'm going to do some nice full lips. But because my hand is in the way, I won't describe it too much. You might just have to try and copy the shape of the lips in a minute. But I've slowed it down, so hopefully that might help to see the way I've drawn the lips. Okay, so now I'm going to do my cheek, my chin and my cheek. I sort of start at the height of the eyebrow and then do the same on the other side, and then two ears with a little bump in the middle. Okay, now I've got to go over the hill, zigzag, 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 over the hill to the other ear. That's the first step for my hair. And then my second step is to go higher. So I go up, zigzag, 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 over the hill and back down to my ear. And there is my hair. Okay, so I'm just going to do two lines down for my neck, join it up for a collar. Now the first arms are going to go straight up. So I draw a line that's sort of a bit parallel to his chin and bring that down. It's sort of in the shape of a T. I'm going to draw his pants next. So one leg down, and then the other leg down, and then I will join this up down the bottom like that. And then for his shoes, I'm going to do three little lines here on the edge of his pants. They're his shoelaces. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go up and over the heel and down, back to the inside of his leg and join it up together. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some sort of a ziggy-zaggy line here, and that's going to be the sole of his shoe, like that. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to start at the corner of his pants, go through those lines, up over the heel, down, back across to the inside of his leg, and join it together. And then I'm going to add the ziggy-zag bit underneath as well. Okay, so his arms. We have to imagine that they're going up to the side of his head. I'm going to leave his hands off for now because I'm going to put something in his hands later. So there's his first arms. And then what I'm going to do, this guy is going to have 6 arms, so 3 arms on either side. And he's going to have a different symbol in every hand to represent the virtues. Okay, so here's the love heart symbol that represents love or kindness. The next one I'm going to do is a feather, and this is going to represent patience. So ziggy-zag, zigzag, there we go, join it up. The next one I'm going to do is a sun, and that is going to represent forgiveness. In this hand over here, I'm going to do 2 rings, and they're going to be joined or looped together, and that represents respect. Over here, I'm going to do a flower, and that is going to represent trust and courage. And this one here is my swirl, which represents cooperation. Okay, now I'm ready to do the hands. I'm actually doing them behind my symbols because obviously the hand is behind the symbols. So I'm doing the fingers, making sure that they go behind my symbols. There we go. Okay, now I'm ready for painting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to keep in mind the colour that I'm going to choose for his face and his skin is going to be a bit symbolic and not realistic. So I'm not going to choose skin colour today. I'm going to choose lots of different bright colours. So here's his blue t-shirt. And when I come to paint everything, I need to make sure I stay inside my lines. So you can see I've chosen a fiery red colour for his hair and his, oh, here we go, with my eyes, I'm going to leave that little white reflection, there we go. But yeah, I've chosen fiery red for his hair. And what I'm going to do with the background is I'm going to choose lots of different rainbow colours. So red first, when I get to my person, I stop and sort of go behind that bit there. So red first. Clean my brush and then get some orange. Okay, so the next one is orange, and watch when I come down to my hands, I stop and start so that I don't go straight over top. So I'm going to do this throughout the whole background. I'm going to do it nice and slowly and carefully. But what I'll do is I will fast forward this bit so you don't have to watch me do all of the bits. Nearly finished. I think I've got one more line to do. Clean my brush, get a new colour, and here's my line down here. All I have left to do now is to do my different virtues, my symbols. So I'm just going to choose some different colours to do these symbols. And then I should be finished. So there we have it. There is my symbolic man for virtues.